What is up, metalheads? What is up? It is Heavy Metal Pokemon here, bringing you our Week 2 battle review with our assistant coach, Aster J, and his 500 subs.
Hi, guys.
Aster J,
That's
the
all I'm going to say.
best assistant coach ever. You will see in the battle.
I guess you could say that. We're going to make this one a little bit quicker than last time. I actually put it at 1.5 times speed. Which you should actually ask or do it yourself when you're post editing, because you have a lot of pauses when you're commentating as you're waiting for like turns to finish.
Oh yeah.
Or even like I gain leftovers, he gains leftovers, I take toxic, he takes toxic. It's like, all right, man.
Like one where I'm like, oh my god.
You might want to like
turn
it up
I
to
don't
like
like about like the post comment. You're like, okay, so here we gain a whole bunch of leftovers and a whole bunch of other in between turn things happen.
Yeah, exactly. Hail. Like,
hail.
Especially that you have a hail team, you should accelerate it speed. Just saying, just for you, man.
Just for me.
But anyway, do we get right into this? Let's see.
Let's get right into it.
All right, let's check out the team matchup. Let's turn on the volume a little bit. There we go, almost to the bottom. All right, so we can see that your opponent brought the Whimsicott, the Lycanroc, Tapu Fini, Magnezone, which we were heavily expecting. Braviary I didn't expect to come, actually, and it did. And then there was Salamence. So looking like Sandslash can put in a lot of work. That's what we geared it to doing. Actually, what's funny is you were running X's on this Sandslash set, right?
I believe so, yeah.
We only just recently discovered the Sandslash gets Leech Life, which is a lot better. I mean, it would have been exactly the same in the game. We would have done the same amount of damage to Umbreon, but the recovery is always nice. So
let's see what happens.
Let's take a look. Got there's the Whimsicott, and you let off with Ninetales, which is getting that hail up early is always a good thing. And yeah, and then you're just going to switch out the Whimsicott. Okay, cool. Into okay, nice prediction on the freeze dry, right? This is what you went for. Turn one.
They're gonna switch, or he stayed in. He was gonna get bodied.
Yeah, either way, I mean, he had 4 Pokemon weak to ice because of freeze dry, so that worked out. That was a nice play. So he's going to take a good amount of damage. You're going to go into Tapu Koko, which was a questionable play, in my opinion. I don't know how I felt about that, because either way, you were taking damage from something. So I would have liked for you to keep this thing healthy and maybe gone out directly into Araquanid. Not that Araquanid can do much back to this thing, or even to Gastrodon. Gastrodon wouldn't have been bad, but either way, you're still pretty healthy, so it's all good. As there's the leftovers.
There's the leftover turns.
Yeah. And he's gonna get out of here. He's gonna go into Magnezone, and I think you're just gonna click
he's gonna withdraw.
Volt Switch, right? Yeah, that's nice.
Here.
So he
the best play. Like no matter what he went into, he's gonna take damage because he had no immunity.
Yeah, he didn't have a ground type. Yeah. So now you're gonna go into Sandslash, knowing that he doesn't have the
good chunk from in electric train
to get off a huge hit on something. So he's gonna go out into this thing, into Tapu Fini. Gonna get the Misty Surge back up, not a big deal. Earthquake is gonna deal a good amount of damage, actually. Does a solid amount. It's almost a 2-hit KO if not for the leftovers, but Hail is still up, actually, so this is a very close roll.
Yeah, I didn't want to risk the roll, because like if he had like Hydro Pump that killed,
yeah, you were taking a lot of damage.
I'm lose right there.
And there's no way he's going for Moonblast, so you make the nice switch into Gastrodon. And here's where the assistant coaching comes in.
The best assistant coach, assistant coach of the year.
So Gastrodon gets a very interesting move called Sludge Wave, and our opponent has a Grass type, which also happens to be quad weak to Poison. And he's going to switch into it on a Sludge Wave right here, not expecting it to come out. So, Brendan, what are you doing, man? You're not looking up some super effective coverage that Gastrodon gets for fairies? Like, come on, man. Down goes the Whimsicott, and now he's put in a position where he's forced to go out into Magnezone and click Hidden Power Grass, right? But you can take that easily the way that we beat this thing.
Since it's not specs, because we saw the air balloon on the Volt Switch.
Exactly, and you popped it already, which is really nice for Gastrodon. Now here you get bailed.
then we're good. Right?
Again, coming back on to Brendan a little bit, man. You gotta turn up if you want to make it in this format right now, because he's gonna go out into Braviary right here, the Blue Rogue. He's gonna click the move that doesn't have recoil, but it's also the move that is based on happiness. And guess what?
We're at +1. Here's the Braviary. He's gonna go ahead
no happiness. So
not a very happy bird.
No, and now that you know that, now that you know that he's probably locked in, I think you click recover here, right?
Happiness.
Yeah, I click recover. Yeah,
which is
the next one.
An excellent move. Great move on your part. He knows that he's going to try to knock you out. He's not going to make the roll right there. I don't even think it was a roll. I think he was never knocking you out. Going to get a bunch of health back. That's insane. I would even go as far as saying click EQ here, but I think you click Ice Beam.
But he's gonna click Ice Beam here. So I guess
there was no way he was staying in to return again. So either way, you got off some good damage.
I figured it was good because throw off another Ice Beam. No matter what he went into, it was gonna hurt, and that's gonna do a huge chunk of damage.
Exactly.
And we're gonna get some more.
Yeah, late game rocks. That's another thing that I don't really understand. Like, he's in a spot. He has to get rid of this thing as soon as possible. He can't waste any time going for rocks. I guess he was just sacking this thing, but like I would have switched out into Braviary directly, kept the Lycan rock in the back. I guess that's what he felt his best play was. Now Braviary is gonna come out, and Brave Bird is definitely his play this time. I don't know what you clicked here.
To do about 50%, so we're gonna take us pretty low. I clicked Ice Beam here. I should have clicked Recover.
Yeah, you should have. Yeah, to kill himself off to recoil, but
as I said in the video, I should have probably clicked Recover.
But I don't. So
yeah,
and then
for sure.
Just get rid of this.
I would this thing would have just 6-0'd him
for the Gastrodon.
Pretty much, yeah, because now he goes into Finnick, who's gonna hit you up with a Moonblast. I mean, it would have.
Leftovers recovery.
I think it kills you from here, but it would have done at least 40. So I think Salamence would have been able to knock you out afterwards anyway. But then he doesn't get his Dragon Dance up, which is like the most important thing.
Right, and then I would,
And Cocoa Puffs is going to come in. We had Hidden Power what on this?
Ground.
Ground to hit the Magnezone, right? Yeah.
Yep. That comes up right.
So your video lags out for a second.
The next sequence of plays, looking back,
that's fine.
A little bit better. I could have preserved a little bit.
I really like this talking speed. You should increase your talking speed to this. You see what we got on the video here? You hearing this?
So
this is 1.5 times speed.
1.5 times. All right, I'm gonna talk faster.
There you go.
Here,
this is some good commentary. This is something I can get into. I like this.
Into Kiowa, our
out of here. Beautiful. All right, so that's gone now, and now basically you just need to not allow Salamence to get up 2 Dragon Dances. You played this endgame perfectly. There was no better way to play it. You're going to go for Dazzling Gleam. In fact, I think Thunderbolt might do more.
Yeah, it kills. Dazzling Gleam kills.
These were not life orb.
Dazzling Gleam killed the Dazzling Gleam or the Hidden Power and the Roselli Berry, which as I said,
then so does Thunderbolt. Then
is ice.
Actually. Yeah, because you're in electric terrain. You get stab on Thunderbolt, and you get the increase. Well, hold on. You go to 240 with Dazzling Gleam. No, you're right. Thunderbolt.
Because Thunderbolt's neutral.
Yeah. It was a good call on his part, bringing the Roselli Berry to be able to set up on this thing, for sure. I like that. But again, your play is always just to click Dazzling Gleam here, letting this thing go down. You can't really save that much differential anymore, but I think it still ends up being a 3-0.
That would go out to Sand Slash.
Which is really
finish off the game.
Had I... Yeah.
And instead
I could have made it a 4-0. But the play would have been, really dangerous because then he would have been able to get up a second Dragon Dance.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, I would have been switching out into Kiwa on the
because he doesn't want to lose
dance, forcing him to attack you, and then going into Sand Slash and clicking Spear.
So I'm like,
that would have given you the 4-0, but I mean, regardless, I did call before the game that he was going to bring Fire Fang, right?
Yeah, you did.
I did say that. That was
he does hit Fire Fang.
Good predictions right there. I knew he'd bring it for the Sand Slash because it's 4 times effective. So he's going to go up by 1, but we EV'd Sand Slash to be able to outspeed any variant of Dragon Dance at +1 and any Scarf variant. So
he's feeling like he's in good shape, right?
The max speed, and we're going to Sphere. And imagine if this was Icicle Crash. and you had missed.
Thing over here.
Icebox doesn't
cry. I would literally cry.
You would have lost that game right there. But instead, good guy Aster, the assistant coach, told you to run the accurate ice type move that also breaks sashes. So
could have happened. It could have
that's
breaks berries. That could have been scary.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. That's what we were covering was focus sash elements as well as Yachi berry elements. Anything that could have basically taken on an icicle crash from a sand slash. So that was the idea, was to run icicle spear this week. I think it's a great move. I think it's very, very useful on sand slash. So there's that. It's a very nice win. Oh, I like this outro screen. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't had a Wi-Fi battle yet.
Mudsdales.
Very nice. All right, so that's gonna wrap it up. How do you think you played?
I think I played pretty good. Like I said, I think probably clicking recover on the Brave Bird there a couple of times.
Yeah, because you knew he was forced into it. Because that was literally it was either that or superpower, and superpower gradually lowers his attack, so you were going to get back up to full one way or another. I guess maybe getting rid of the Braviary and not allowing it to crit you would have been the only logic behind that. But then again, even if he crits you on the first turn, he does extra damage, so he takes extra recoil. Yeah. So there's that too. So I don't know. I think he should have definitely recovered, knowing that his friendship was his happiness was messed up, and that he could never click return anymore in that game. But either way, I mean, the Sludge Wave play onto Tapu Fini. Obviously, you click the super effective move, but I think that was the catch right there. It was like knowing that he at some point would have to switch into Whimsicott on the Gastrodon, thinking that it wouldn't be able to hit it too hard, and always be able to Giga Drain any health that it would lose from Ice Beam, and you hit it with the Sludge Wave, and that was just perfectly timed. We weren't running Scald this week because Scald was actually pretty useless in this game. Mainly because of Tapu Fini and its Misty Surge not being able to burn anything, and the fact that he had essentially 3 Ice Weak Pokemon in Braviary, Salamence, and Whimsicott just made Ice Beam a way better choice. So I really like that. Other things, the lead matchup you got perfectly. I think Ninetales was amazing. Were we running Aurora Veil?
Yeah.
We were, and we didn't get to see it, right? Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, I thought about clicking it, and I'm like, I don't want to take any damage right now.
Yeah, only 4 Pokemon hit the field, so that's kind of nice. You didn't have to.
We didn't get to see our super cool Porygon set.
Yeah, let's not talk about it. Let's not reveal anything to anybody.
Well, we saw it in the team builder.
Yeah. Oh, they did. Yeah, that's right. That's true. My bad. Anyway, if you guys want to see that, go back to the team builder. But yeah, no, I think that's a solid game overall. Jose and I were speaking about it a little bit earlier today. We really, really like your team that you drafted. The only ick that we have with it is that it doesn't have Stealth Rocks.
Yeah.
And I feel like that could be an issue later on, especially when you get closer to because you're going to make playoffs. That's not even debatable at this point. How many weeks is it?
I think it's 7 weeks.
Yeah.
So
you just need like 2 more wins, and you're pretty much in. And as long as you got me and Jose backing you up as assistant coaches, you should be good to go.
All right.
But yeah, no, I think some of your picks were actually amazing. Recognizing that Porygon Z was one of the biggest threats in the format, especially in League format, because of its ability to adjust its set in consequence to whatever it wants to set up on, is really, really strong. Porygon Z has never been able to set up this way before, where it's able to essentially Dragon Dance and go for a what increases your defense and your special defense at the same time. There is no move, right? I might be
power.
Right. Yeah, there we go. Okay, it gets basically a Dragon Dance, a Cosmic Power, and 1+1 in special attack as well, all at the same time. It's never been able to set up like that before. It always had to be Double Dance or purely Agility, purely Nasty Plot. Now, because of Z conversion, it just became a huge, massive threat. And the fact that it can change its typing on whim is really, really cool. The other pick that I really like is Tapu Koko. That's just that's a ridiculous pick. Like, Tapu Koko is, I think in standard OU play, it's like the 3rd best. Just because it doesn't hit as hard, it relies on its terrain to hit as hard as it does, whereas Tapu Bulu doesn't, and Tapu Lele is just a beast. It just hits extremely hard. But like in League format, because of the fact that it's a fast electric, and again, that you can adjust any hidden power that you want to run. You can run Nature Power, not Nature Power, Nature's Madness, if you want to cut something down to half health that would normally check you. You're able to volt switch or U-turn out. That's a big advantage that this thing has. Is it's a lot like Zapdos. It's an electric type that gets access, or even the Thundies, an electric type that gets access to both electric, switch initiative, and U-turn, so that it's not blocked by ground types. And then on top of that, with Tapu Koko, you paired up an Ice Core, a Hail Core, to take down the ground types that Tapu Koko hates facing. And a Gastrodon to take down the steel types that your ice types don't like handling. So it's a really nice team overall. Like, honestly, you've even got a Flareon on the back that we haven't brought yet. So that's really cool. That's really cool. Like that thing can tear a team apart if played correctly.
I'm hoping so. Hoping we get to use it.
Yeah, the two things I wish you had on your team were Stealth Rocks, first of all. Yeah. You have Hazard Removal and Sand Slash, so that's not too bad. And the other thing I wish you had was Tailwind. Because with your team, like the amount of different kinds of speed control that you have, your Porygon can even set up a Trick Room for your Araquanid to sweep. Like, you have so many different forms of speed control, but if you had Tailwind to really back that up, in the GPC last season, I lost to Blink Boy, Matt, because he had a Rain team with a Tailwind user and Trick Room users, and he brought all three against me in one game, and I was unable to handle the speed control. There was just too many things going on. He made his Mega Heracross faster than my entire team. I essentially lost 2 Pokemon, and then he set up Rain, and then he brought in his Kingdra, and once again, everything on my team was outsped. So that's something you have going for you to a certain extent, so I really like that as well. Gastrodon, just the ultimate wall that it is. What's the rest of your team? I'm missing one member, I think, or two.
Gyarados.
Gyarados. That's the last one that we didn't mention. Yep. So you've created a nice actual. You have 3 water types, by the way.
I also have like all of the 4 times weaknesses I could find.
Yeah, you have steel, you have fire, fighting, grass, electric. So what's nice about your water core, actually your water defensive core, is that they don't share the same weaknesses. So and one of them is actually immune to the other one's 4 times weakness, and it resists its other weakness, being rock. So that's really, really cool that you've created that Gyarados Gastrodon core. I like that too. So far so good. Really liking the results. You're executing to a T. Everything is going exactly according to plan. Heavily due to Brendan bringing a Braviary that he forgot to add happiness to. Yeah. That kind of bailed you out and allowed your Gastrodon to pick up an extra kill. Yeah. But I think ultimately, like, you had that game in the bag. Even if Braviary was scarfed or whatever it was, I think Sandslash just pretty much cleaned up at that point. Yeah. Just had to get rid of Tapu Fini, and that was doable with Earthquake. So 1 Swords Dance and the game would have been yours. We were pretty sure that Braviary was choiced. If ever it went for Brave Bird to knock out anything, then Science Slash could have come in on Hail, set up a Swords Dance, and just won the game. So essentially that's gonna be it. Again, Eric, you're doing really, really well, dude. I'm going to try to put in a word for you for the GPC this season, because they're looking for coaches. I already have there's already a few of us in the GPC, I think 4 or 5 at this point, of our NBA crew that are now in the GPC. So it's really good, man. Good job. Honestly, you're doing really well with this team with no rocks. You have a knack for doing really well with teams with no rocks.
I don't have time for those rocks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, in an 8 Pokemon draft, like, maybe you don't have as much like incentive to focus on it. You know, it's just always nice to have a Pokemon that can do it. But if you didn't get around to drafting it, if the rest of your team is pretty powerful, then good enough. So.
Yeah, I don't think there was any rockers left. And I'm like, let me get this rocker, this one, and they were all gone. I'm like, whatever. Yeah, we're going rocks.
Yeah, one thing you're going to have to watch out for a lot in the future, though, and I don't think we've run into it in your next matchup, but just like watch out for the future. Strong electric types. They're going to demolish your team because of Hidden Power Grass. Like, you're gonna be forced into running Rindoberry, and if they predicted the switch into Gastrodon the first time, then you're pretty much done. You're just conceding that game, so got to be very careful with that. So. That's it. You wanna take us out, man?
Alrighty. As always, bros, go ahead and check out Aster down below in the description. Leave a like if you enjoyed today's episode. Be sure to subscribe for more IBLAL action. And as always, bros, keep gaming. Don't work. It's gonna stay in. Spin block there. Doesn't do anything. And let's go for a dynamic punch. Is it start? I don't know. Let's see. Let's try it just to see.